Hello, everybody. Hello, thanks for joining us here on today's Daily Antidote of Song. So glad to see so many of you popping into the room on day 2115 consecutive days of singing here in the Daily. And we are super excited to be hosting another week of our New Year, New Friends, where we're singing with new folks all week long. We've been doing that since the beginning of this month. And it's been really, really fun. Great way to meet new people and to connect with folks who are perfect fits for the Daily Antidote. I'm going to say a couple of quick things. I'm Joe Rossi. I'm the director of the Daily Antidote of Song. Really glad to see everybody here today. Lots of folks I see in the room coming in from lots of different countries and states. And also a big hello to everybody out there on the Zooms. No, not the Zooms. What are they called? The live streams. Thanks everybody out there on the live stream for joining us. Glad to see you all. I want to say another quick note. Namvula, do me a favor, just check your original sound that it still says colon on. We just had a little different bit of sound, but if it's fine, it's fine.
Yep, it's
And
on.
okay, great. And then to all of the folks in the room, we were going to be singing today with Namvula's amazing friend, Mumba, who we'll hear a little bit about when we're talking with Namvula. And unfortunately, he had to reschedule, so we're already right in the process of that. I think we'll be seeing him next week or the week after. So hang on to your hats because Namvula's friends are all already friends of ours. And so please definitely join us again when Moomba can be here. And in the meantime, Namvula has graciously stepped in today to bring us two songs. So can everybody please give it up for Namvula? Thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
with us.
Thank you, Joe. Hi, everybody. It's nice to be back in the room with you all, sharing music with you. I am going to start off with a song called Sign of the Times. And there is a very easy line for you to sing along with. It's just one word, which is very kind of trad, Scottish trad, which is my dad. It's falalai. And we sing it a few times, and then we take a big breath on the last one and hold the note. So I'll sing the melody of that, and when it comes round in the song, you can sing it along with me. So the melody goes like this. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, 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 lai. So I'll sing that round a few times, and then I'll give you a heads up when the last one is, just so you can hear how it sounds, and then I'll dive into the song. So it goes like this. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, 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 lai. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, 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 lai. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, 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 lai. I'll sing it one more time. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, 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 lai. And the last one goes. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, 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 lai. So there we go. I'm pretty sure you can just hook on in, and I'll dive into the song now. By the marine blue sea, where the sand turns to ground, there a man sowed his dreams, simple and proud of a home and a wife and a child he could teach the map of the stars and the wisdom of the wind. So he tended his fields with love and with care, watched his dreams bear him fruit as years passed him by. And he lived with his wife in the house that he built with his own two hands, out of wood and out of sand. And he watched his boy grow in body and mind, taught him all that he knew of the sea and the sky. And the fisherman thought to himself every night, how blessed am I in this humble life. How blessed am I in this humble life. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, 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 lai. Fa la lai, fa la lai, fa la lai, lai, la, fa la 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 la. Last one. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la 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 la. Then one day walked by a man dressed in finest of silk. Said he to the humble fisherman, "Look, I can bring you great wealth, I can bring you great joy if you sell me your land and you sell me your home." But the fisherman looked at this silver-tongued man with the devil in his eye and money in his hand. "I wouldn't sell all this joy for all the wealth in the land. Is it a sign of the times we're living in to ask me to sell off my soul for pieces of gold? It's a sign of the times we're living in. Is it a sign of the times? It's a sign of the times we're living in. Is it a sign? Fa la la, fa la la, fa la 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 la. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la la la. Big breath. One last fa la la. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la 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 la. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la la la. Fa la 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 la. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la la la.
Wow. Okay, so that seems super connected to a lot of things that are going on in the world right now. So perhaps we should try to chat about that, which feels like it's such a journey right now, gang. Are we all just maybe trying to take deep breaths and figure out how to get through the next day and the next headline? Because I see enough people nodding. Namvula, let's talk, please, about the song, the lyrics, the provenance of the song, and also why you picked it.
Sure. So I'll start with the why. I was kind of circling around a few options, and every time I open my phone and look at the news, like last night I said, "Oh, let's see how the world," to my partner, I said, "Let's see how the world's breaking today." That's how I feel whenever I like open the news. It's like, okay, what new disaster is there that I can, absorb? And what's been on the news has been, on our side anyway, has been this whole question of Trump and Greenland. And it's all over the place because obviously it implicates NATO and the UK. And, it's just this kind of, I mean, we've seen it over the eons, people conquering, people, taking over land. We see it with the Israel-Palestine conflict. But, it just seems kind of insane when someone just turns up and they're like, "I'm just going to buy your island. I'm just going to buy this land. And hey, if you don't sell it to me, I'm just going to invade it." And you're thinking, hold on a second, like, everybody's watching this news and everybody's we're in the 21st century, and you're like, it just seems so kind of Wild West. And yet when you think it can't get any crazier, it gets crazier. And so I chose this song purely because of the kind of like insane, like just the kind of weird, like I can buy whatever I want. Everything's for sale, you know. Your land, your joy, your peace, your freedom, like everything can be bought with enough dollars, you know. And this fisherman who has very little is us who say, hey, no, actually, you can't. You can't just buy my joy, my peace, my freedom, my silence, my complicity, you know, everything else. And so I was going to sing another song, and then I remembered this song, and I was like, yeah, this feels right for the mood that I'm in. This kind of, quite frankly, and I think I'm in a state of annoyance, and also in a state of just kind of when is in you know when is enough enough, you know, this thing of we always need more, like it's never enough. You've got one car, you need a second car. You've got one house, you need a second house. You've got, you know, 5 pairs of shoes, you need 10 pairs of shoes, you know, whatever it might be. Like we're constantly being told that we don't have enough. And this song, I wrote it actually based on a Brazilian folk tale that a friend told me a long time ago. And it's pretty much written to the folktale, except it misses one important part of it. So it starts out the same, that this man has his little fishing boat and he has his one net and he goes out every day and he catches the fish that he needs for his family and he comes back and he feeds his family and he's content and he has this child and he has time to play with his child. And then someone comes along and they say, hey, but you know what? If you bought 2 fishing nets, then you'd catch twice the amount of fish and you'd have twice the amount of money. And so he goes out and he's like, oh, this is a good idea. And he goes out and he gets 2 fishing nets, and now he's working twice as hard, gets twice as much fish, and it keeps on going, you know. And then he like gets 2 boats and like 5 fishing nets, and then he's got all this stuff and he's got no time for the things that he loves, and he's always trying to get more, more and more and more to recoup the things that he lost by having more, which was time and love and joy and those essential things. And then he gets to a point where he realizes that actually he had always had enough and he didn't need all this extra stuff that he had been told that he needed. And I just think, you know, when we look at how we are commercialized, how our kids are commercialized, how our kids are constantly being made to feel that they need more in order to be happy, you know, they're always being sold stuff. How, you know, we're always being sold stuff, and it's like very difficult, I think, to like put your hands up and be like, you know what, I've got enough, and what I have is plenty. And when you see these great men who have all this power still not feeling like they've got enough, you kind of think, well, where does this all end, and when does it all end? And the sad thing is that we are, you know, kind of the people at the helm of, you know, the kingdoms that we exist in, um, ha- have this tendency, right? And somehow we have to stem the tide by our small actions of just being like, you know what, I don't need that extra. I don't know what it is, whatever it might be.
Oh,
So that's why I chose this song.
beautiful.
That's what the song means to me.
Namvula, thank you so much. What a beautiful, thoughtful conversation that I feel like so many of the folks are nodding in the room like it's not in some ways that we don't know this, right? Because we all read those fables and those tales from all of the different cultures, right? I'm thinking of a book that I had as a child in France where the snail wants to keep adding to his snail shell until he can't move anymore. And the woman who wants the bigger house and the bigger house and the bigger house, and I don't remember what it is that turns it around so she ends up with no house whatsoever, or the right. And so maybe the solution of the universe really is to make sure that we read these children, all children, these tales, because how much did that inform my experience or understanding of the concept of stuff versus, you know, not stuff. And you're actually talking about an action that's actually a non-action, right? Like, i.e., like, stop buying so much stuff. It's not like that's not actually asking us to do anything, right? It's asking us to save our money and do less shopping and showing up in the places that break our hearts and make us frustrated. And so perfectly timed. Our headline, by the way, did in fact also talk about Greenland today, at least the one that I saw first, and about the idea that one of the spoken reasons for obtaining it is because of the lack of an offer of the Nobel Prize, which is a very silly reason to go take someone's country and or even think of taking someone's country. And I want to say, because today is Martin Luther King Day here in the US, and I want to say that even in the media that I read daily, I had to scroll really, really, really far down today to see a mention of Martin Luther King. And quite frankly, we could put him at the top of the paper because it's all the same stuff, right? We're talking about right here in this room right now. And so happy Martin Luther King Day, everybody. Let's keep looking for those action steps. Let's keep buying less. Let's look for the ways that we are going to get through this. And Namvula, today you may feel frustrated. Somebody else may feel brokenhearted, or we might feel both at the exact same time. Somebody else might feel like they came in the room inspired today to make change, right? And then potentially this is deflating to them, but don't be deflated because we got to keep the whole conversation going, right? It is an absolute roller coaster ride every day, and we can't land in the right place for the right people every day, but this stuff has got to be said. And I'm so grateful to all of you for showing up and being here and doing this. And Namvula, do you want to say more about that song, which by the way is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song that you wrote?
Thank you, thank you. I think it's just that I think the last thing that I want to say is I think what you said about the non-doing something can sometimes can be such a powerful action. Like the non-action can be an action. Like I was thinking about my kids. I often have this internal conversation about how, they are already being primed for productivity, and the schooling system just kind of doesn't really focus on the schooling system here, the state schooling system is all about creating a very productive individual who's very good at maths and English and not very much else. And and we're constantly having to try and find ways in which to counter this. And I was thinking about rest, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about rest and how rest can be such an act of resistance in and of itself. And I think that's what this song also means to me, is that, being with the people who are important to us, the being with the activities that are important to us, that are beyond work, and that sometimes are more important than work, that how we make our daily bread is how we make our daily bread, but our life is much more than that. And giving ourselves the space for those things, and giving ourselves the space to rest and step away from this ultra productive society that we live in, is so important, and it can feel so difficult, right? It can feel so difficult to be like, actually, you know what, I'm gonna put my phone down and not answer that email.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a walk with my kid and not, I don't know, do the shopping list, whatever it might be. And I think this song just the reminds me as well of how actions that can seem like they're humble are actually just like anchors to our fundamental existence, really, and our fundamental right to being human beings and not servicing this I don't know, ultra consumerist, fast-paced society that we're dragged into.
So good.
Rest and small actions and non-actions.
Beautiful. What a beautiful way to start the week, right? Gang, as we're trying to figure out how do we wade through another one of them, is this conversation a good reminder to stay centered and to be trying to think of the things that we can do that are going to, I don't know, stabilize our universe as much as we can. So can everybody please take a deep breath? Not to make light of it in any way, but I do want to also point out that Namvula has just given all of you who are waiting for an email answer from me the rationale for why I have not written back. I'm just taking some rest time. Sorry, everybody out there. So the reality is, right, we're all too busy. So whatever it is that we're doing, that idea of putting your phone down and taking a break from it, the emails will just keep stacking up. So you'll get to them when you can get to them, but not at the expense of all the other stuff we need to be doing to hold ourselves whole. And so Namvula, thank you so much. Can we all please thank Namvula for that beautiful, beautiful song? And Namvula, it's really up to you. And I'm sorry, I think I keep putting your accent on the wrong
That's okay.
syllable.
It's okay. You can decide to be Zambian or South African.
Okay, I'm
Either,
not sure which
both
one I
are
am
correct.
being.
Both are correct.
All right, and you say it once for all of us, please.
Well, I say Namvula, but South Africans will say
Namvula.
Namvula. So it
Namvula.
or Zimbabweans, so it really is fine either way.
All right, everybody, I'm going to pull a Peter Amadon here. Everybody say Namvula with me. Ready? Namvula. Right, now you can all hold me to that because I'm sure I'll mix it up a half a minute from now. But all right, Namvula, I was going to say you pick whether or not you want to sing that song again, which I sort of feel like I'm not done with.
Hmm.
Or whether or not you feel like the second song is important enough to bring in at the moment, in which case do. And if not the second song this time, we'll do it next time. So
I could
you
do
you
the
pick.
second song next time. I'll
Okay.
just say that the second song speaks to, just because you mentioned Martin Luther King, I think I'll sing the first song again because, I think it's nice to have some gentle moments, and the second song is a bit upbeat. But it speaks to being knocked down and getting up again, and knocked down and getting up again. And I was thinking today about how, you know, little, like, great change has been enabled and has only been made possible by hundreds and thousands of people getting knocked down and getting back up again, and getting knocked down and getting back up again, and sometimes losing their lives, sometimes losing their freedom, but people continually carrying that baton and that flag. So yeah, so I just wanted to counter maybe a little bit of the sentiment of Sign of the Times, which isn't supposed to be depressing. I think it's just reflective, perhaps.
Beautiful.
um yeah, but just to remind us that, life buffets and movements, can sometimes feel like they need a lot of resilience.
Yeah.
But but um but yeah, what's the saying?
Thank you.
Great change only comes with, I don't know what the saying is. I don't remember it anymore, but someone will know what it is.
Thank you, Nambu. That's beautiful. And I want to say, on this MLK Day, talking about knock down and get back up again is a really great thing to be talking about. We're also not going to run out of time to sing a song about knock down and get back up again. We could sing that next week, and it will be just as meaningful. And I do want to say, when you just said that the image that just flashed through my mind is the one of John Lewis going across the Edmund Pettus Bridge and like literally being knocked down, like not figuratively, right? And the idea that he got back up again, and that was all in that same time frame, civil rights time, Martin Luther King time. Quite frankly, Martin Luther King might have also been walking across the bridge. I don't remember, and I'll look it up while we're singing. I'm seeing nods, so I think he was also on that bridge. So, there's a really good way to be thinking about today. That idea that what we're all doing right now is we're getting back up again. And let's do that by singing the first song with Namvula again. And thank you, Namvula, so much. So beautiful
Welcome.
to spend time with you.
You're welcome. Here we go. Sign of the Times. By the marine blue sea, where the sand turns to ground, there a man sowed his dreams, simple and proud of a home and a wife and a child he could teach the map of the stars and the wisdom of the winds. So he tended his fields with love and with care, watched his dreams bear him fruit as years passed him by. And he lived with his wife in the house that he built with his own two hands, out of wood and out of sand. And he watched his boy grow in body and mind, taught him all that he knew of the sea and the sky. And the fisherman thought to himself every night, how blessed am I in this humble life. How blessed am I in this humble life. Fa la la, fa la la, fa la 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 la, fa la la, fa la la, a man dressed in finest of silk. Said he to the humble fisherman, "Look, I can bring you great wealth, I can bring you great joy, if you sell me your land and you sell me your home. With the riches you make, you can buy for your wife the finest of pearls and the sweetest in life. And for your boy you will have all the time in the world to teach him." But the fisherman looked at this silver-tongued man with the devil in his eye and money in his hand. "I wouldn't sell all this joy for all the wealth in the land. Is it a sign of the times we're living in to ask me to sell off my soul for pieces of gold? It's a sign of the times we're living in. Is it a sign of the times? It's a sign of the times we're living in. Is it a sign? Fa-la-la, 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 la-la-la. Fa-la-la, 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 la-la-la. Fa-la-la, la-la-la, fa-la-la, 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 la-la-la. Fa-la-la, 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 la-la-la. Fa-la-la, 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 la-la-la. Fa-la-la,
Thank you, Namvula.
You're very welcome.
Super beautiful to sing with you today. Thank you so much for bringing us so much great thought and great sound to carry through our day to start out our week. I do want to do a quick screen share related to our day and to our, this is in fact from the Edmund Pettus Bridge walk on that day when there was violence. And I think that is John Lewis over here in the white jacket, and I think Martin Luther King is over here in the darker jacket. And I'm not sure I have that right, so I'm putting that out there with the notion that I do have it right. I'm seeing people saying I have it right. Thank you. So that's a nice image, I think, also to carry in our head, because the walk across that bridge was very much about not wanting more than everybody else and or having more than everybody else, right? It was about equality and about the idea that maybe if all of us had enough, everybody would have enough, as opposed to the disequality that we have had in this country and on this globe for a very long time. Everybody, please thank Namvula one more time for the beautiful song. Namvula, it's always an absolute pleasure to have you with us in this space, and I can't wait to have you back again very soon.
Thank you for having me. Thank you all for singing along.
Thanks also for jumping in and for singing in place of your friend, because we were so excited to meet Mumba Yachi today. Is that how you say it? Yachi?
Mumbayachi, yeah.
Mumbayachi. And Mumba is going to join us again one of these next couple weeks. We haven't totally finalized yet, but very soon. And Mumba comes in from Zambia, and we're very excited to sing with him then. I'm going to run through the rest of this week because it's a fun, interesting, unique kind of a week. We are still in New Year, New Friends, singing with someone new to us, Nush Lewis, on Tuesday. On Wednesday, singing with Tara Baggett. So Nush is coming in out of India. She's a friend of Shruti's. Tara is coming in out of the UK. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to be coming in live from New Orleans, Louisiana, at the Folk Alliance conference. And I can tell you that we will definitely be having not new people those days, because we're going to be joined by about 12 different people who sing in the Daily Antidote song over those days, singing from there. What I don't know is whether or not I'm also going to drag in any new folks to sing with us, so we'll see when we get there. And on Sunday, Andre Moraes, I think, coming out of Brazil, friend of Elise Witt's. And so we'll meet Andre on Sunday and learn more about him then. Everybody, another big up for Namvula. Thank you so much, Namvula. Everybody, wishing you a happy and thoughtful Martin Luther King Day. And thanks for being with us here on today's Daily Antidote of Song. Will you all please help me wave goodbye to the live stream? Thank you, gang, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow right here. Lots of love.